Welcome to Let's Play Battlefield 1942. We finally made it to the final map, Invasion of the Philippines. That was a unique loading screen there. The last three maps that came out in patches for this game all got their own unique loading screens. Japanese versus Americans on a very unique map here. This is the second to last map that came out for the game. Only Liberation of Khan came out afterward. On Japanese side, you start out with just a destroyer, and you use the landing craft to try to at least get a foothold and stop the ticket bleed right away. Interestingly, the destroyer used to be facing the opposite direction in the original version of this map, but they changed it because if it went to the south, it would go right up against some Allied patrol boats and a lot of cannon. So I'm not driving this landing craft. I'm in one of the other seats, and hopefully the guy who's piloting this thing knows what he's doing. Oftentimes what people like to do is head to the flag right over to the west, the little circular island to the north of the airfield flag, because it's very commonly undefended. And I guess we're going to no flag. He's just going to drive us up to this little hut. Normally I'd go for the circular island to the north, that's Point Boyington, but I'm going to head over to the airfield because it looks to be undefended. I don't see anyone over by the flag. And I've got some backup with me, a couple of guys. Looks like a few of them went to Point Boyington, so if we were both successful, this could be really, really nicely done. And looks like nobody's around, I don't think. You've always got to be really paranoid, especially around this flag, but no, we've got it. And to the north they were successful as well, so the Allies really dropped the ball here. Maybe they had just a couple guys spawn in who they've already taken the planes. There are two planes on this map. We're not going to get access to them at this point because they're both going to be hostile and in the air, so we won't be able to get those to respawn until we destroy them. I think there's some patrol boats in the distance. This map has a unique vehicle that was added specifically for it, and it doesn't appear in any other map. The patrol boats, and we'll be checking them out later on, hopefully. And I actually managed to get sniped there, just standing. It's been a long time since I got sniped, which is a good indication of how useless they often can be. You really got to be a good sniper to be an effective one. And always got to check out those empty vehicle icons. To the south, that would be an empty patrol boat icon. And looks like that was the sniper who had gotten me earlier. And I think that guy I just shot was the guy who came out from the patrol boat. Patrol boats serve as really good landing craft because after you beach them, you can drive them back out into the water. Alright, that's going to be useful. So we're going to have a torpedo plane, I think, is going to respawn at our airfield. The patrol boats, as you just saw, come with a machine gun that you can switch over to. They also have torpedoes you can launch specifically to deal with either the destroyer if you're on the American side or against other patrol boats. But your primary weapon is going to be the machine gun. I'll help this guy deal with the landing beach flag. Incidentally, the patrol boats also have undersea mines you can drop, but they're really only useful for dealing with the Japanese destroyer if you're on the American side. And as you can see, the engines are really powerful on this thing. They can back out all the way. But first I want to deal with this guy who I spotted over on this side. Yeah, there he is. He's just hiding out. Landing craft, you can't move them at all once you've beached them. But the patrol boats, you can really versatile. You can make several different landings if you live long enough. The tricky thing about the machine gun is that, like all the mounted machine guns, they're difficult to aim when the vehicle you're on is moving at all. For instance, the mounted machine guns on top of the tanks are almost worthless unless the tank is completely still. And since patrol boats have to deal with inertia like any other ship, it's important to really line up your target well, preferably move straight toward it. I have the Japanese version of the engineer rifle. For the Pacific Theater, these rifles are different. They have semi-automatic fire, which is very nice, and the aiming is a bit easier. The American version is the M1 Garand, and it only allows you to reload after you've completely fired out the clip, and it has 8 bullets, whereas the Japanese version has 10. Okay, I can see a sniper in there, and my mounted machine gun on the APC was not able to angle all the way down. So you've really got to be careful whenever you try to use a mounted machine gun on an APC. This flag right here is very tricky to capture when there's enemy around. Okay, I think that tree is just in exactly the wrong position. But anyways, the one good useful thing about the APC on this is you can drive it up to that flag and just at least neutralize it while you're in some kind of an armored vehicle. People spawn all around in this flag in the upper areas, and they can sneak right up on you while you're trying to get the flag. That's your classic way of eliminating a tank with a landmine. I probably should have gotten more distance between the tank and myself. But you just toss it anywhere on the tank, on its treads or whatever, and as soon as it moves again, it gets detonated. Instant kill. I think I'm trying to be a little bit too clever with the X-Packs. These rifles, even though they're semi-automatic, they're not all that great in close-quarter combat, because they fire so slowly. And that guy's got a machine gun, so you can try to use the X-Packs, but okay, I got him and killed him, prevented him from taking the flag, but the friendly fire with the damage on those X-Packs, unless they've turned it way down on the server, it's very difficult to get a good distance between yourself and the X-Pack so you can kill the enemy and not yourself. If you line up the shot and the guy with the machine gun isn't doing too well, you can potentially win a firefight using the rifles on this map. Looks like there's still some enemies around here. Stay tuned for part 2.